Oh no, we're good. Okay. Dude, I've just been sitting here listening to the Talon music. It's been so good. Just listen to it, dude. It's so good. Man, if I don't ping the table, come on. Ba-da-da-ba. Oh, why didn't you that before I went live? Whoops. I'll answer that after stream, I guess. Okay. Should be good to go now. Okay, it just took a while. Well, what? Some recited told. Okay. Let's get going. I'm excited. I'm really excited. Okay. There we are. It does not. It's so quiet. Do you think they forgot? Forget a royal visitation? No one can make such a blunder, princess. Oh, wait, this is the one from the trailer. This is the scene from the trailer. Well, I guess I should just go in then. Oh! Well, Talon's dead. Who killed Mario? Come on. Come on now. March 17th, 9:37 a.m. Hyrule Grand Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. You'd think that after so many years of doing this, I'd be used to the stress. So why am I shaking? I guess it's a lot worse when your friend's life is on. I guess it's a lot worse when it's your friend's life that's on the line. Come on, gotta look professional. She can't see like this. Speaking of her, though, where is she anyway? Hey, you over there. Link speaks. Bad game. Link's not supposed to speak. Huh? What is it, attorney? The trial isn't starting yet. But it will be soon, right? Do you happen to know why my client isn't here yet? I didn't get to speak much with her when she was arrested, so I was hoping I could at least exchange a word with her now. Well, you aren't the only one with the idea. I believe she's currently in the prosecutor's lobby. I wanted to talk to her as well. What? What is up with this guy? He bars me from the crime scene, blocks my detention center visits, and now this? Not to worry, she will definitely be here before the trial. Great, that'll be a joyous 5 minutes indeed. But there's nothing I can do but wait. Oh, what, do we get another? Okay, sometime later. Okay, this is ridiculous. How much longer can he keep her? Ah, see, there she is. No need to get all worked up. Is something wrong? Did I hear shouting? So much for looking professional. No. Don't worry. Everything's fine. This is Malon. Ever since we met in Hyrule Castle Town all those years ago, we've been great friends. Her heart's in the right place. I know she cared deeply about her father. If everything's fine, why do you look so worried? Well, how did the investigation go? Did you find anything? Yes, the investigation. Found tons of groundbreaking stuff. Particularly that my opponent's a real scumbag. What did the prosecutor want from you anyway? Well, it was mostly just threats. Kept explaining in detail what'll happen to me if I'm found guilty. Doesn't sound like a vital discussion that needed to happen right before the trial. Whoever just did that so we wouldn't have as much time to talk. You believe in me, right? I didn't do it. I'd never. Oh, man. Oh, okay, so that's all the items I have. Of course I believe Malon. Of course I believe you. Although, I'll be honest, things aren't looking very good right now. What's that you've got there? Oh, this is just a photograph of Father I carry around. I just can't believe he's gone. I wish I knew how to cheer her up right now. I'm not very good at handling emotional clients. Hey, you know, that pictograph could be really useful for this trial. Oh? How so? Well, you look so happy together. I could present it to show that you two had a great relationship. Link, you dumbass. I'm not a big Ace Attorney person. Like, I've never played any of the games. I don't know what type of photograph's gonna help them being happy. You really think so? Well, here you go then. Okay, at least I'll be walking in there with something other than my badge. But wait, we shouldn't just be idly chatting. Anyway, there's not much time left. I know it's hard to talk about, but could you tell me what actually happened? I don't stand much chance if I don't know your version of the story. I understand. Unfortunately, there really isn't much to... Oh my god. Of course. The trial is starting. Defendant, attorney, please enter the courtroom at once. Uh-oh. Shouldn't have said that stuff about having no chance. Alright. Everything will be fine. The prosecutor has been playing me a fool since the beginning, but sooner or later, his arrogance will be his undoing. Let's head inside. I really hope you're right, Link. I really hope so. My name is Link. I've been a defense attorney for the last 7 years. I've won my fair share of cases, and lost some too, but this one is personal. There's so much at stake here. Not only do I have to save Malon's life, I've got to find out who did this to Talon. Talon, he was always so kind. He didn't deserve this. I need to do him justice. I can't lose this. Maybe I should have done the previous version. Oh, of course it's Ganondorf. Ba-ba-ba. Court is now in session for the trial of Malon of Lon Lon Ranch. Defense is ready, Your Honor. I sincerely doubt that. Oh, not Granadorf, Dragomire. What were they thinking, pitting me against some pathetic kid? Pathetic kid? What gives you right to... Still your tongue. You bring shame upon the fine color of your hair, vile woman. Before long, the world shall know how the horrible deeds you've committed. Let us not prolong the inevitable. Shall we begin? Now, this court is no place to be exchanging insults. Since the prosecution seems ready as well, let's hear your opening statement. Opening statement shall be also the closing one. The girl did it, it's obvious. She killed her own father in cold blood. Also, she could have the wrench to herself. Couldn't wait for the old fool to die naturally, could you, you greedy little rat? Your Honor, you can't allow this man to verbally abuse the defendant like this. Ha! She committed murder, kid. She deserves every bit of scorn she gets. I do believe a little less commentary wouldn't go amiss. Bah! I assure you, old man, you will change your opinion once you see all the damning evidence. Who is this guy? How can he speak to the judge like that? Ganondorf. Okay, Dragomire is his last name. Okay. Looks like I've been lucky to avoid meeting the man until now. The stories I've heard about him must be true. A boorish barbarian of a man hailing from the Gerudo province. Apparently, he prides himself on the nearly clean streak he's cultivated for decades. All while disrespecting everyone in the court, including the judge. I've even heard some attorneys refer to him as the King of Evil. Definitely has that look, at the very least. Who wears a full armor to court? Very well. Please present your case to the court. I love how expressive they all are. Like, I've seen videos of Ace Attorney, and I'm pretty sure they're matching the portraits that they show. You don't seem to be like... don't seem to like me talking, so we'll just let the detective present the basics. Bring Impa of the Sheikah force to the stand. Well, here we go, the first battle. I know Impa, she's quite a competent detective. Which worries me. Please let her have made a mistake just this once. Okay, so I'm confused. Is Malon guilty or not? Did Malon do it or not? I'd like to believe she didn't. But with the way that Link is so worried, it's really making me think that Malon is guilty. I don't know. I don't know yet. Well, I guess we'll find out. Alright, state your name and whatever it is you pretend to do. You never change, do you, prosecutor? Any possible change would be for the worse. Now, stop wasting time. Name and occupation. Oh man. Very well. I am Impa, head detective of the Sheikah Force, Homicide Division. True for now, at least. Well, what are we waiting for? Start talking. You were the one assigned to this case, so you know all of it. What calamity has befallen our fair kingdom? Still can't be bothered to give a proper opening statement. I suppose I can do the prosecutor's job for him this time, for the sake of an unbiased look. Please go ahead, detective. The incident happened early yesterday morning on Lonlad Ranch, a local supplier of goods located just south of Castletown. The current owner of the homestead, Talon, was found dead in his ranch house. A tragic loss for a kingdom for sure. I have seen the man around Castletown a number of times, delivering goods. Quite. The owner was a rather important figure in the local community. In any case, we were alerted to the scene of the murder by the Royal Guard, who were there on official business. Official business? What kind? As I understand, the ranch provides the kingdom with vital services. To ensure it is operated as it should, and as a gesture of appreciation, the Crown orders a visitation to the ranch every year. I see. Scheduled an annual visit. Continue, Detective. When the Chica force arrived, they found a victim bleeding out onto the floor. Next to him lay his daughter, Malon, breathing but unresponsive. After a thorough investigation, we arrested her as she was deemed the only possible culprit. That about covers the gist of what happened. Very nice and succinct. Very nice and succinct. Keep that up and perhaps you'll keep your job. Ho ho! I don't think the good detective here has to worry about much about that, given she's the head of the department. Which reminds me, why is the head of detectives herself on a case like this? Were the other detectives unavailable? That would be because I have been assigned to this case by the order of the King Hyrule himself. The King himself assigned you? That doesn't happen very often, does it? You are correct, Your Honor. I'm not usually involved in fieldwork like this. This time, however, the King felt it was necessary because of who is involved. Who is involved? Is the death of a ranch worker really such a concern for the King? Well, as I said, Malon Ranch is a very important supplier of goods, to be sure. But that's not who I meant. I imagine the King wanted the top investigator on the job because it was the royal princess herself who discovered the crime scene. Order! I will have order! The royal princess, Zelda, witnessed the crime? Ha! And there you have it. This case rides on the princess's own words. To doubt it would be to doubt your own royalty. This is bad. I can't really object to that. Very well. If the princess is testifying today, it's better we don't make her needlessly wait. Detective, please testify about exactly why the defendant was arrested. Witness testimony. The reasons for arrest. It is with regret that I agree with Dragmire. All the evidence points towards the girl being the culprit. We determined that the murder definitely took place inside of the ranch house. There were only 3 people on the ranch. The victim, the defendant, and a worker who has an alibi for the time of the crime. The defendant was found unconscious right in front of the victim, who was bleeding out on the floor. And furthermore, she was holding a weapon. Without a doubt, that's what was used to kill the victim. She seems like such a bright girl. It's most unfortunate. Well, let me... Your Honor, I would like to submit these pieces of evidence to the court. First, I have the autopsy report, performed by the Crown's top coroner. Okay, here's what we determined to be the murder weapon, which we took from the defendant's hands. To make sure we had the correct weapon, we conducted a very thorough investigation. Naturally, we searched everyone and thoroughly examined the ranch and its vicinity. Nothing unusual was found, but to be safe, we also checked the ranch's inventory list to see whether anything was missing. The list matches the items we found on the ranch exactly, and nothing but the saw had fresh blood on it. That does sound quite compelling. This must have been a truly terrifying scene. Dying from a wound made by a weapon like this is extremely painful. This only helps to prove the defendant's viciousness. At this rate, they're going to paint Malon as some heartless monster. There's one more thing I feel I should mention for the sake of completeness. Shortly after we arrived at the ranch, a courier showed up to take some milk shipments. Of course, business must go on. Is this really necessary to enter into evidence, though? The shipments did end up leaving the ranch, so I feel it bears mentioning. Were the contents checked before you let them go? Naturally. Who do you take us for? Even though the workers handling the shipments did get quite worked up about it, we checked all the boxes. We cracked all the boxes open to check what was inside. In the end, it did turn out to only be milk bottles, so we let them through. Very well. Thank you for your thoroughness, Detective. So, what happens now? Well, this is where I step in and perform a cross-examination. Ah, great. How does that work? Huh? Could you explain what you're going to be doing? Can't hurt to go over this again. The witness will repeat her testimony, and I'll be able to scroll back and forth through individual statements by pressing A and B, or with, D-pad and control stick. They'll just repeat it as many times as you want? That's right. I have to consider every little detail. Can't miss a thing. If I want more info about something, I can use L or Z to press a statement and ask the witness a question. Grill them for info. Yep. Since the witness has to come up with an answer on the spot, if they're lying, prompting for more info can make them slip up. Most importantly, though, if I find something that doesn't line up with the evidence, I can press R to bring up the court record. The court record is basically a list of all the evidence, right? Yes. I can open it at any time if I need to recheck the facts. After choosing the contradicting item, I press C up to raise an objection and present my doubts to the court. Oh, and I can not only present evidence, but profiles as well. Profiles? The court record contains a list of all the people involved, too. I can switch between evidences and profiles with R. If I need to review what's been said recently, I can also press Start to see a history of messages. Ah, I see. That makes sense. Is the defense done whispering? Sorry. If he's so upset about it, why doesn't he just press C right to skip ahead? Nice. The defense is ready to cross-examine the witness. Bah! A waste of time. I sincerely hope you're not implying that standard court procedure is a waste of time, Mr. Dragmire. In any case, we're ready, defense. Please begin the cross-examination. Okay, this will be interesting. Because like I said before, I've never played an Ace Attorney game, so I guess we'll just fumble around and see what we can do. See if we can make stars align or something. Something like that. Ooh, I do like that. That's art. That's really good. Reasons for arrest. Okay. So reasons for arrest. Get the fuck off my screen. Let's find a worker bound by for comments of crime. Three people, you say? Guess that would have to be Mr. Ingo. Let me stop you before you start getting too excited. If you had listened to the rest of what the detective said, you'd notice she mentioned an alibi. Indeed, we're pretty certain that the ranch worker couldn't have been involved. Well, what is this alibi then? You might remember that I brought up some outgoing milk shipments. Well, the worker, Ingo, was in charge of them. He left the ranch house first thing in the morning and was busy preparing the shipments after that. Is that so? Surely he could have gotten away from that one for a really quick little murder. Bah! This wouldn't just be a quick little murder, as you so crudely put it. He'd have to have taken steps to hide his involvement too. There was definitely not enough time for that. Unfortunately, I agree. Preparing for a shipment is a lot of work. You have to milk all the cows, clean up all the bottles, pour the milk out and arrange them all in the crates, finally load it all up into a wagon. Usually I had to do it together with Father to finish before the courier arrived. The shipments were already ready when we arrived at the ranch. When we checked the boxes, they were all fully loaded with filled bottled milks. So this Ingo was able to do all the work with two people on his own. Isn't that a bit odd? Odd or not, he evidently did just that. Clearly, he's a man dedicated to a job. Or perhaps the girl and her father are just very inefficient. This whole thing seems awfully suspicious if you ask me, but I guess I have nothing to dispute it with. Okay. Okay. She's unconscious. How could she have done it? Malon fainted? Correct. We couldn't get her to wake up for a long time. Eventually, we decided to administer a healing fairy. So she could be questioned. I guess finding the body was just that much of a shock, huh? Ha! Probably just pretending, trying to make it look like she merely found the body. In any event. Okay. Let me just get info on all of this. What makes you think she's the culprit? She's just about to tell you. Keep quiet and listen. Right. Sorry. Indeed. As I was saying. I'm just going to go through all of this. And just how did you do that? It's quite simple. There was no blood found anywhere else. Had the victim been attacked at some other location, we'd expect a trail of it leading to the scene. Couldn't the killer have just cleaned it all up? Certainly not. The path to the ranch house at Lawn Ranch is not paved in any way. Cleaning blood off the ground would require disturbing the soil. Naturally, we found nothing of the sort. Bah! There wouldn't have been enough time to pull that off anyway. Likely true. Right, it sounds like the location of the crime scene is pretty firm, but I'm not giving up yet. I can't fucking see because of notifications, god damn it. There we go. Let's just do this. How could you be so sure of this? Look at the autopsy report. Deep, irregular wound made of a sharp metal object. The saw was the only sharp implement in the ranch house that could produce such a wound. And, as I've already mentioned, also look closely at all other sharp things on the ranch. None had recent blood on them. That still doesn't necessarily mean that saw was a murder weapon. Maybe the real culprit hid the real one. Yeah? Prove it then. Show us the real murder weapon. Well, definitely don't have any way to do that. Still, something bothers me about that saw. So, you have nothing? What a waste of time. Alright. She sure is. We've known each other for years. Yet she murdered her father in cold blood. How curious. Perhaps you're just bad judges of character, both of you. No way. Just give me some time and I'm gonna prove it. Alright. Did you say anything wrong yet? Well, usually it's difficult to find anything wrong with basic facts of the case. That said, I do think I saw one small thing. Really? That's great. Sure is. Because I've got to poke around... It sure is. Because I've got to poke all the holes I can find before the princess gets here. Okay, let's see. Let's see, what do we have in here? You broke it when diving back to the loss of blood no later than 8 a.m. Clean up blood. What does the milk that left the ranch a little long while after the crime? Similar equipment at the ranch. Rakes, garden hose, buckets, hammers, knives, wood saws, saddle, horseshoes, axes, brooms. scythes, shovels, flails, troubles, post pounders, drag arrows, water hoses, wheelbarrows. Okay. I'm already forgetting controls, dude. Hold on. What time was it? Did it say anything? I'm thinking about when it happened. Oh, but no, it's C up to present them, I think. This evidence reveals a clear contradiction in the testimony, Your Honor. Huh. I must say, I can't say I see anything clear there. Bah! The only thing that's clear here is your incompetence. Oh. I guess I must be on the wrong track. Hold on. Yeah. Is there people on the ransom victim to find any worker would alibi for the crime? I'm assuming that it has something to do with the song. Let me take a look. Actually, that doesn't show Ingo on here. I am not too sure. be any milk shipments here? I'm going to present it. This evidence reveals a clear contradiction to the testimony, Your Honor. Let me see. So not that. Man, what was it? Do you see anything wrong with this testimony? Huh? Me? Yeah, it's nice to put the heads together sometimes, you know? Oh, I see. Well, I'm pretty sure that the saw is the murder weapon. Shouldn't there be something on it if there was? I didn't even think about that. Oh my god, I didn't... Freaking stupid. Okay, there we go. Huh, this seems like a very large oversight. I just want to make sure of something. The state of the saw is currently as it's how you find it in the crime scene. That's correct. That's strange, considering how much the victim bled out, and how deep this wound was. Why is there no blood on the supposed murder weapon? Huh, is that what you have? Huh? Naturally, the prosecution has an explanation for why the saw is clean. Behold, this cloth was found in the defendant's other hand. As you can plainly see, it is stained with blood. The defendant simply wiped the murder weapon in a futile attempt to hide her involvement. If Malon was trying to hide her involvement, why didn't she just leave the crime scene? Obviously, she was trying to hide the body before the royal visitation arrived at the ranch. Fortunately for her, it just so happened that the delegation arrived quite a bit earlier than scheduled. In a panic, she quickly wiped the saw off and pretended to faint to make it look like she just stumbled upon the crime scene. Young lady, things are not looking very good for you right now. The court accepts the bloodied cloth into evidence. So, what's the story with this cloth? Well, as I was doing a final check around the ranch, I noticed that the part of the fence around the horse paddock was damaged. Not entirely sure what happened, but sometimes one of the horses just gets too rowdy, you know? Right. Anyway, I didn't want to bother Mr. Ingold about it, so I tried to cut up a new rail by myself to patch it up. But then the saw slipped and I cut my hand open. Oh goddess, are you okay? Well, it wasn't that bad. It did bleed quite a bit though. So I used that cloth to quickly bandage up the wound. I was actually going into the ranch to the ranch house to ask father to help me with the fence. Ha! A likely story. And impossible to verify now, of course. The Sheikah force had to use a ferry on the defendant to get her out of her supposed unconsciousness. I'm sorry, I can't fucking speak. I do have to give her some credit. She is one cunning woman. She knew that would explain a sudden lack of any wound in her hand. Ho ho. Well, yes, fairies are wonderful. Just the other day, I slammed my head into the gavel and one took the pain off immediately. Great. Glad to know they're used for such important things. But, dang it. Too bad there's no way to tell whose blood is on the cloth. I'm probably going to lose this just because I don't understand fully what I'm doing. But it's a learning experience. I do believe this matter has been settled. I'm ready to call my next witness. Uh-oh. Is that all I can get out of her? You've served your purpose, Chica. Enough. Fine. But you had best treat her highness with respect, or I'll see to it that you spend the night in the dungeons. Do not presume to threaten me, Chica. A night of darkness and solitude would be nothing but comfort for me. Is that so? Perhaps we should fill the dungeon with lit candles for the occasion. With the glaring daggers at each other. If this doesn't end soon, we're all in trouble. Order, order! I'm sure we'll treat the princess with utmost respect. You may step down, detective. This case has already made me weary with all this pointless jabber. The time is ripe to deal the final blow. I call Her Highness, Princess Zelda of Hyrule, to the stand. It's not looking too good. Is something the matter? Why is everyone quiet all of a sudden? Ah, Your Highness. I believe we're all just a bit uncertain on how to proceed. It is quite the honor to have such an esteemed guest in these halls. Bah! In the face of the law, the princess is no different from a peasant. Name and occupation. Now! The prosecution will behave. I will not have any derogatory statements directed at the princess. Derogatory? I simply wish to not waste any more time. We must employ proper procedure. Oh man. It is alright, detective. I believe the prosecution does have a point. In the eyes of the law, we are all equals. On this stand, I am just another witness. I should not be getting any special treatment. Very admirable, Your Highness. We can all rest easy knowing that Hyrule is destined to have such a wise monarch in the future. Yes, indeed. I eagerly await the day when our next ruler takes the throne and reshapes the kingdom in their image. You flatter me, prosecutor. Now then, I believe I was asked for my name and occupation. I am Zelda, current princess of Hyrule and heir apparent to the throne. Marvelous, Your Highness. Before we begin, I would just like to know, why were you at Malon Ranch to witness this terrible incident? Ah, it is simple, really. Talon Ranch is Hyrule Castle Town's biggest food supplier. Not only that, but the ranch also equips Hyrule's royal guard with the finest of horses. Every year, the royal family makes a visit as a gesture of goodwill and to ensure the quality of the steed. Wow, I didn't know your horses were used for the royal guard. Yep. We work hard every year to make sure they're in the best possible condition. Father loved to boast about it to other ranch owners. Heh. Knowing Talon, I'm sure he did. How unfortunate that the ranch may no longer meet the crown's high standard under new management. The royal family has a backup, I trust. We are looking for one. Naturally, the standards are quite high. Yes, of course. Now then, please describe what you saw on the day of the incident. Very well. Here I go. Alright, another loading screen. Per usual. Bottom. Okay. Give it a little bit to load once again. Scene behind the door. I arrived at Malon Ranch a little after 8 a.m., accompanied by my loyal guards. I remember being surprised at how quiet everything was. There was nobody there to welcome us. I could sense that something was wrong. I opened the door to the ranch house and went inside. The room was mostly empty. There was a table with some kind of crystal bottle on top of it. But in front of the table, a terrifying scene was unveiling. The defendant hacked at the ranch owner's chest with the saw she was holding. I was overcome with fear and I screamed. I will never forget what I saw that day. I heard that Talon and his daughter were incredibly kind. I cannot believe she would commit such horrible violence. Why the fuck you lying, Zelda? Why you lying? I'm just gonna assume that like all the witnesses are gonna be lying about something. Like that just seems to be the theme with this. What? Oh my, you saw the very moment the victim was killed? There you go. Decisive testimony. As there was no need to doubt the princess's statement, I call for the judge to make a ruling right away. Hey now, hold on. I didn't get to cross-examine the witness yet. You haven't, fool, because there was no need. Did you not hear the one word of what I said? Didn't you just say we should follow all the procedure and treat the princess like any other witness? This is the defense's right. You complete. I believe the defense has a point. They do have every right to perform a cross-examination no matter who is testifying. I was quite looking forward to this part myself. I've only ever read about court proceedings in the royal library. Humph. That being said, I will not tolerate any reckless accusations towards the princess. Is that clear? Naturally, Your Honor. How am I going to cross-examine the princess? This isn't going to end well. What's gotten into the prosecutor? That seemed like a rather intense outburst. Well, I do have a guess. Oh? Because of the princess's status, it's possible that Dragmire didn't have an opportunity to discuss her testimony with her. That might mean that this testimony is a surprise even to him. This could be my chance. Before we begin, there's one thing that caught my attention. I believe the princess mentioned seeing some kind of glass bottle at the crime scene. Humph. That would be this, I presume. Why, yes, that's exactly it. What is that? Oh, it's the bottle of perfume that father intended to give to Her Highness when she arrived. He quickly rode out of town to get it at the last moment. We didn't know that the princess was coming instead of the king only until 2 hours before the visitation. Oh, how thoughtful. He really did not need to bother himself so. As fascinating as this all is, the prosecution doesn't believe it's irrelevant to the case. It's good to have a full picture of the crime scene. The defense requests the bottle be accepted into evidence. Bah! Desperate to lash on every little thing, are you? Whatever. You can add it to the evidence if it'll make you happy. No skin off my teeth. In that case, the court accepts this bottle into evidence. Now then, defense, begin your cross-examination. The scene behind the door. Okay. Let's just go through all of this. I'm already looking at the 8 a.m. though, because autopsy said it died no later than 8 a.m. But she's saying she arrived a little after 8 a.m. I'm already looking at that. Because that... If these guards are with Her Highness, why were they not called as witnesses? We did question the guards, naturally. Apparently, they didn't get to see anything relevant. I was the only one to enter the crime scene. After seeing what was inside, I stood guard and insisted that no one be allowed until the Chico Force arrived. I have read that preserving the scene is vital. Quite correct. I'm sure the guards were absolutely thrilled with this order. Please proceed, witness. Have you conducted these royal visitations in the past, Your Highness? No, this is my first one. Up until last year, my father was always the one to visit Malon Ranch. However, he decided I had to start preparing for all the royal duties that await me, and so I was the one to do it this time. You will doubtlessly perform admirably as ruler when the time comes. What happened when you got to the ranch house? And what then? Stop interrupting and let her get to the point. Defense. I believe I was clear about not badgering the witness. Chat, I need to calm down. You paid attention to something like that after seeing a murder, Princess? Well, I spent a rather long time in there waiting for the secret force to arrive. Plus, that bottle is quite beautiful. It just stood out. But wait, if she... Hold on. If she was stood guard outside the door... Okay, well... If she was standing guard, how was she able to be inside the house and looking at the bottle? That doesn't make sense. You were there at the exact time of the murder, Your Highness. That's correct. That's impossible. You're lying. The defendant will curb her outbursts. You're addressing royalty. Huh, this is really bad. What now? Where were the victim and the killer at this time? The other gentleman was in front of a little table that directly across the entrance at the door. The defendant was right in front of him and quickly fainted after her attack. A large pool of blood started forming where the victim was. I had a rather good view of the whole scene. Alright. It is as unfortunate as it is unfortunate. It is as unfortunate as it is fortunate that you can see the whole thing in such good detail. Now, please continue. Are you sure there wasn't anyone else at the ranch, Your Highness? No, the place looked empty. Although I did later see a worker pull up with a loaded wagon when the courier came asking about milk shipments. He caused a little bit of a scene when the Chica Force started inspecting it. That worker must have been somewhere else in the ranch, I suppose. The ranch is pretty large. Said worker was inside a building on the other side. It's quite understandable that she wouldn't have seen him until later. Drat, this really doesn't give me a whole lot to work with. Okay. I'm not gonna accuse Zelda just yet. Are you sure you got a good look then, Your Highness? You didn't look away in panic. The princess was very brave to take control of the situation the way she did. There was no need to doubt what she saw. Ah, yes, I suppose what she did was admirable. If only we had arrived earlier. Ernest, don't blame yourself for this. If you'd arrived earlier, you could have been the one that got attacked. Ha! So you would have lashed out at anyone trying to stop you, huh? Despicable. That's not what you meant, and you know it. But see, Locus, I'm not the one on trial. It's Malon. Malon's the one on trial. Let me... Welcome in, man. How's it going? Please, Princess, go on. Very well. Okay, let's see. Trust your heart, Your Highness. You know Malon didn't do this. What nonsense! Her heart? What do her organs have to do with anything? Oh, of course. Evidence and testimony be damned. Just because we feel the defendant must be innocent. Oh, well, if you're sure, then I declare today's verdict. Have you gone senile, old man? It was a joke, much like the arguments the defense have been presenting. That's what I'm doing. I can't believe the princess would lie like this. Yeah, it really is shocking. You don't believe her, right? Even if she's the princess, that means nothing. I didn't do it. Trust authority or your best friend? I'll need something very concrete to prove what the princess is saying. Alright, let's see. What do we got? The first thing I'm gonna do Just gonna throw this out there. Your Honor, Your Highness, I believe I found something that doesn't quite match up with the facts. How dare you question the princess? This... You will let the defense speak, prosecutor. I think I see why he's so desperately wanting to prevent this cross-examination now. Your Highness, you stated that you arrived at the ranch shortly after 8 a.m., correct? Yes, the visit was scheduled for 8:30 exactly, but we were quite a bit early. I see. That makes something you mentioned quite impossible. As stated by the autopsy report, the victim definitely died before 8 a.m. You couldn't have seen the defendant attack the ranch owner when you arrived, because the victim was already dead by then. I knew it. I knew it right from the beginning. Order, order! Yes, you've really caught her in a lie. Your Highness, what is the meaning of this? While I wholeheartedly respect and serve the crown, I will nonetheless not tolerate any lies in my court. I have not lied, I suppose I did not see the exact moment it happened. I guess I only thought I did. Princess, this is a matter of life and death. I definitely saw the defendant there, though, along with the body. There's no one else who could have done it. I remember all the other details correctly. The body's on the floor, the pool of blood. You have to believe me. Perhaps it'll be the best if Her Highness revises her testimony. That's not good. There's still not enough doubt to overturn this testimony. I'll have to find something else, or this case will be over. What I actually saw. I'm sorry for embellishing the truth a little bit. I did not see the actual moment of the attack, but it had to have happened shortly before I went into the ranch house. Miss Malon and her father were the only ones at the scene of the crime, so she must be the culprit. I see. You only saw the aftermath of the scene, not the actual crime being committed. Very well. Hopefully there are no issues in your testimony this time. Defense, it is time for your cross-examination. Naturally, Your Honor. Dragmire still looks pretty angry. I bet he didn't expect such a blatant contradiction to show up. If I could just find another one like that, the princess's testimony would become completely untrustworthy in the eyes of the judge. Alright, let's do this. So I was like confused by that at first too. I guess they're going with Dragmire as his last name. Like they have him labeled as Ganondorf Dragmire. I shouldn't say labeled as, but it's somewhat the same. Yeah, I was confused by that at first too. Like I was like, who the fuck is Dragmire? All right. Let's see what we got. Why did you do that, Your Highness? There's a life on the line here. I really am sorry. I suppose I got a little bit too excited about being a witness in an actual murder trial. Really now? Most people hate testifying. Yes, well, the life of a princess is rather boring, you know? This is quite the break from a routine for me. You should just get a hobby then. In that case, it couldn't be conclusively proven that the defendant did it. Defense, did you exhaust your singular brain cell on the last contradiction you found? There's a Death Mountain's worth of evidence pointing to the defendant. Just because no one saw the actual moment of the crime doesn't mean that anyone else could have done it. I think you're making a Death Mountain out of a Death Molehill. How can you be so sure of that, Princess? Well, when I entered the ranch house, the victim still had the murder weapon embedded in his body. What? It is obvious what that means, is it not? The killer did not even have the time to try and hide the weapon. Yes, I might have not seen a murder firsthand, but I must have been very close to doing so. Oh my, this seems like a very important detail. think it would be advisable for Her Highness to amend her testimony. Certainly, Your Honor. Interesting. Dragmar certainly doesn't look very happy about this development, does he? Thinking about it, I might just know why. Yeah, I already know. Yeah. I believe I found another reason to doubt the witness's words. It seems the prosecution sees what I'm getting at here. There was a bloody cloth discovered at the scene of the crime. The prosecution had argued before that it was used to wipe the saw clean. If the princess saw the saw lodged into Talon's body and the crime scene was left intact, then it couldn't have been wiped. Well, Prosecutor Dragmar, care to explain? Grah! This is most perplexing. Your Highness, are you sure that's what you saw? Well, maybe the princess decided to pull the saw out in a valiant yet futile attempt to save the victim. And then wipe the blade clean? That would be almost like framing the defendant. Of course I did no such thing. I made sure the crime scene stayed intact. I guess I must have made up the memory about this. Zelda, come on! Zelda! Stop lying! Stop lying! I guess I must have made up the memory about the saw sticking out of Mr. Talon as well. Zelda, stop lying, come on. You idiotic girl! Do you even realize what you've done through your bumbling? I'm sorry. I was just so excited to send a witness in court just this once. Whenever I tried telling my father about anything, he always seemed so disinterested. Just this once, I wanted to feel listened to. The defendant, it is clear that she did it. I just wanted to play a larger part in her capture. Uh-huh. I'm sorry for the trouble I've caused you all. Your Highness, the court is no place for such silly games. As it stands, I'm afraid we'll have to strike your statements from the court record completely. Yes, I did it. The prosecution lost their key witness. No, please wait, I have more to say. I was wrong about the crime scene, but I still have not testified about what I saw afterwards. Bah! Why would we care about that? It's best that you leave and stop damaging my case with your idiocy. If you are not interested in my words, you might be interested in the evidence I found. What? Huh? Evidence? Of course. While the Chica Force investigated inside the branch house, I looked around the rest of the branch on my own. Chica, did you know about this? Of course I did. You did? I'll have your head for this. Order, order. What is the meaning of this, detective? Why have you withheld this from the court? It's quite simple. The princess specifically requested to present her finding on her own. What? And you agreed to this? This court is not some playground where children decide when evidence should be presented just because they have a crown. He's being rude about it, but I can't help but agree with Dragmar on this one. Also, I don't really buy this story. There's no way Impa would have allowed this. Welcome on in, Canuck. How's it going? Believe me, I wasn't thrilled with this request either. However, after seeing the evidence in question, I didn't think it would be at all important to the case. Thus, I let the princess have her fun. This is highly irregular. I'm not sure how to feel about this. Ah, I missed the last part. Hold on. Prosecutor? Bah! Naturally, I object to this nonsense. If the detective thinks it's irrelevant, then this is probably another waste of time. Oh, is it? That makes sense. All the evidence points to the defendant. It's still clear she did it, even without the witness at the scene. I see. Defense? What do we do? We object to presenting the evidence, and Dragmar loses a key witness. Plus, whatever the princess presents could be bad for our case, too. That's fair enough. So we should agree with the prosecution? Well, on the other hand, we don't really have much to go on. This could be our only lead left. Well, don't keep us waiting. Surely, you won't throw away all the progress you made thus far. What do I do? Alright. Probably gonna be a bad decision, but I'm gonna leave it up to you, Canuck. Do we ignore it or do we request it? I'm gonna leave this up to you. Because why not? Ignore it? Alright. The defense must concur with the prosecution. There's nothing to be gained from looking at things not found on the crime scene. Her testimonies have clearly been unreliable. We have every reason to believe the next would be the same. We must move her entire account we move that her entire account be struck from the record completely. Why, you... With both sides agreeing for once, I suppose the choice is clear. The princess's testimony is hereby stricken from the record. No, but... Witness, please step down. We appreciate that you took your time to come here today. I will... This is... Your Highness. I'm afraid this is over. Please, let me escort you back to Hyrule Castle. Over? Bah! Far from it! You've overstepped your bounds, Chica. I don't know. You can expect your conduct here to be closely reviewed later. I don't know. Dude, this is... So, let me give you a little bit of background, Canuck. I have never played an Ace Attorney game. I never have. So, this all is a little bit new to me. I have no clue whether that helped or not. I don't think you should look forward to your next salary evaluation. Very well. Let's go, Your Highness. Well, you definitely upset Zelda, so... I guess you did something. Now that the princess's little tantrum is over, I suppose we should move this along. Prosecution stance is still the same, of course. Gotcha. We maintain that the evidence on its own is enough to convict the defendant. I do believe I'm nearly ready to hand down my verdict. But, Your Honor, there's nothing that definitively shows that Malon committed the crime. This is all circumstantial. There's no way she could kill her own father. That's an excellent point, defense. The prosecution has yet to elaborate on the defense's motive. Patricide is not something a person commits lightly. Bah! I did briefly touch on the subject during my opening statements. But, naturally, the prosecution is fully prepared to elaborate on the matter. I would like to call on my third witness. You have a third witness? Of course. Do you take me for some foolish novice boy? The prosecution calls the ranch worker Ingo to the stand in order to discuss the matter of the defendant's motive. I'm going to assume that Ingo is the one that did it. And so, Ingo drove the final nail into Malon's coffin. Despite my best attempts, without anything like court record to disprove his claims, the outcome of the trial quickly became clear. I think that is enough. I feel I have seen enough to announce the verdict at this time. The defense had failed to establish a likely alternative scenario to the one presented by the prosecution. As such, I pronounce Malon of Lon Ranch guilty. Canuck, you fucked me over. I think I actually had to take Zelda's evidence. Oh my god. This is the last time I'm trusting you. This is the last time I'm trusting you, Canuck. By the way, I'm pointing at the laptop. That's the last time I'm trusting you. I didn't even fucking read what that said. This court is adjourned. I really hope this is the right choice. The defense requests that the evidence be presented. What? While I agree that the situation is irregular, we should still examine all evidence available. It would be silly to dismiss it as irrelevant without even seeing what it is. I do believe you have a point, defense. Okay, I'm considering. And, no. However, I must warn you. In order to omit this piece of evidence into the court record, the princess's statements that she found it somewhere away from the scene has to be omitted as a testimony. Yes, Your Honor, I am well aware. The defense wishes to give the princess just one more chance. Of all the idiotic, foolish... Order! Very well, then. Your Highness, please testify once more about the new piece of evidence you found during your own investigation. Thank you. I will not let you down this time, I promise. The princess should understand the gravity of the situation at hand now. I just hope the new evidence isn't damaging to our case. Alright, let's do this. Alright, my findings. I wish to express my most heartfelt apologies for my mistakes in the earlier testimony. Upon entering the ranch house, I saw the defendant passed out in front of the victim who was bleeding out. I stood guard at the entrance of the ranch house up until the Sheikah force arrived. Once the Sheikah force started investigating the crime scene, I decided to take a look around the ranch. While I was walking near the silo, I noticed a strong odor in the air. I had to stop and see where it was coming from. I followed that scent and found a burned-out fire nearby, and a small and nearly empty bottle of lamp oil. Lamp oil, bombs, rope, you name it. It's yours, my friend. As long as you have enough rubies. Of course, took the bottle straight to the head detective. They also edited a few of the models too. And here it is, the oil bottle I found. Like, when it cuts back to Link, he's wearing a full... He's wearing an actual suit. Is something wrong? Oh no. This might actually be completely irrelevant. Yes, well... Of course there is. Of course there is, foolish girl. That has nothing to do with anything. Your great findings is some random fire on a ranch? Please. What next? Are you going to declare every rake on the premise suspicious? Well, the prosecution will calm down. This is bad. But no, you see, he's wearing a full suit and tie, along with his normal gloves. You see? Even with a little badge. Wait, is that... I just realized that the badge is actually the light medallion model. Neat. Your Honor, despite the fact that this evidence might not seem to add anything at the moment, the defense still asserts its right to cross-examination. Some straws have been grasped. Why must you insist on the charade, defense? The princess has merely recounted the same view of the crime scene as the head detective. Yeah, he's wearing it. You haven't been able to find any contradictions to her statement. I believe there might be a way to tie the princess's new evidence to the case. Ridiculous! Regardless of what the prosecution thinks, the defense does have a right to cross-examination. The court administers the oil bottle into evidence. I just really hope this isn't a complete waste of time, defense. For both your own sake and your clients'. It really is. It really is. I'm actually really enjoying it. I thought most of the stuff would just fly over my head and like I'd just be scrambling around trying to figure out what the fuck I was doing. But no, I'm actually doing okay and enjoying it. I know Mabel was planning on playing it too. But like, Shiny showed it to me, like earlier actually. And I told her, I'm like, okay, I've got to play this. And so I did. I set it up, loaded up stream, just went at it. Because why not? I had nothing else I was going to play today, so. Okay. So I'm like, if there's a game to play, why not play it? I think the one I want to look at the more... I love the music for this too. Like, it's so good. Yeah, I have seen a little bit of gameplay, so I did know somewhat what I was doing, but I haven't actually played them myself. It's been a long while since I've watched a video too. Let's see. Let's look out to enter the ranch. You didn't just go home? The royal visitation was supposed to last a lot longer. Oh, really? I might actually have to check out the Ace Attorney series, because I'm really enjoying this. Father was not expecting us to back at the castle until much later. I came to the ranch to examine the horses, so I suppose I could at least do that in the meantime. How long did it take the Sheikah to arrive at the scene? It does not take very long to make the trip from Howell Castletown to Lon Ranch. I cannot imagine it was more than 20 minutes. That is pretty fast. Although I imagine the fact that the princess was involved helped speed it up. Slowpokes! I'd be there in half that time, running backwards even. They had to make the reference. They had to make a reference to backwalking. I suppose it's no surprise though, Hylian horses are naturally inferior to our fine Gerudo steeds. I guess this just goes to show that Ganondorf is a speedrunner. The Gerudo buy horses from ranch too, you... Just don't bother. He's trying to rile you up. Ugh. What was the smell like? Oh, it was awful. A really terrible stench. Baha! Surely you don't mean to say that you found the smell of horse's manure suspicious. Do not be ridiculous. The smell was not coming from the horses. A fire, huh? Now, let me remind you, Defense, that there is any number of reasons why a fire could have been there. You can still feel the cold grasp of death early in the morning. Princess, how long would you estimate the fire had been out before you found it? Yeah, I still have yet to get a job, but once I do get a job, start getting some money, I definitely am going to be looking into some other games. Because, yeah, I do want to start branching out. The randos and such are fun and all, but after a while of playing only those, it's starting to get a little bit stale, if I'm being honest. How long would you estimate the fire had been out before you found it? Ah, right. There was still smoke rising out of the ashes, so it must have been pulled out recently. So, around the time of the crime. So someone prepared the breakfast there. I repeat, this fire ain't irrelevant. I don't think so, man. I think that fire is a key part. I think he's realized the same thing I did. Well, who was it? Who could have lit the fire anyway? It would have to have been the ranch worker who was putting the milk shipment together at the time. It was almost certainly him. If you really wanted to ask about his little barbecue, you might just get your wish soon. It sounded like it was very appetizing. Without anything concrete to pin on him, he'll just be able to brush it off. Right, and she allowed you to present it. But I was the one to find it, and since I was going to the trial anyway... Utter ridiculousness. Yes. Please make this the last time you do something like this, Your Highness. Proper procedures exist for a reason. In the official timeline. That would be sweet, but I don't think... Since the fan game, I don't think Nintendo's gonna... Well, not a fan game, a romhack. Since it's a romhack, I don't think Nintendo's gonna be doing anything like that. Yes, I understand. You have any idea why there would be a fire at the ranch that day? No, it is pretty odd. Then it sounds like it's definitely worth looking into. Are you kidding me? Have you seen the way Nintendo works? Although it'd be hard to link it to the crime in any way. In situations like these, getting as much info as possible is my best bet. Alright, so I guess we'll just go through these three as well. There's no need to press the princess on her apology. We already wasted their chance to throw out... Yes, Defense. Please get to the point. Yikes. Was there anything else in the room? Only the beautiful little crystal bottle I mentioned before. The house was rather barren. Most of our things are on the top floor, since the downstairs room is mostly used for ranch business these days. And the occasional game. Ah, of course. That famous Coco game. The good old days. Exactly. Exactly. Look at my fan project I made out of the Love of Your franchise. Yeah, see you in court. That's exactly the way it goes. Like, see, like aim to R and whatnot. See, like you saw how good that went. God. Nintendo's such a stickler these days. I don't want any fan projects out. I don't know, man. Is the defense done reminiscing? There will be plenty of time to do that when the defendant's behind bars. I was just trying to distract myself from the fact that there's nothing to latch onto here. Did anything happen during that time? No, not that I recall. The guards did occasionally protest and ask me to let them take over, but I held my stance. While commendable in theory, staying in the room as a dangerous killer isn't very wise. What if she woke up and lashed out at you? Sweet highly up above. That thought did not occur to me. Bah! course not. Foolish girl. But the guards did stand close by. I would have been safe. Yeah, like Sega and all these other not indie, like Valve, Sega, and like all the other corporations are completely fine with them. I mean, hell, even Sega even hired what was it? Sega even hired one of the people who made a fan game to work on Sonic Mania. At least I think so. Yeah, it was Mania. But yeah, they hired someone who made an amazing Sonic fan game. They hired them to work on Sonic Mania. If only Nintendo would do that. Oh, it was a whole team of them. Okay. Okay. Wonderful to see how much faith a princess has in our royal guard. Yes, of course I do. In any case... Defense, I believe that is enough. It doesn't seem like you're getting any closer to finding the connection between this fire and crime at all. No, I suppose not, Your Honor. Naturally. I've said this was a waste of time from the beginning. In that case, this cross-examination is over. Thank you for your time, Your Highness. Wait. Yeah. No, I do not. I really thought the fire would be important. Leave my sight. Enough. Your Highness, if you'd allow me to escort you back to Hyrule Castle. Okay. Now that the princess's little game is over, we should move this along. The prosecution's stance is still the same, of course. To maintain the evidence on its own is enough to commit the veteran. But, Your Honor, there's nothing that I heard a little bit about it because like I watched a video on the update, but I didn't hear much about it. No. Wow, what's happened? We're calling him in though. Prosecution. Okay. The March worker. Before calling him in, though, the prosecution requests a brief recess to prepare. I thought you said you were already prepared. Maybe he wants to double-check that his new witness won't pull anything weird like the princess did. Very well. I do believe a break would benefit us all. The court will reconvene after a 15-minute recess. Court is adjourned. But also, yeah, I heard that Nintendo has started bricking consoles. And that it's kind of impacting things because people with bricked consoles are just, like, reselling them. And bigger corporations don't check to make sure that everything's working. So so when someone gets a Switch and they go to do online stuff, they get locked out immediately. Because the Switch was previously bricked. So, yeah. Great job, Nintendo. March 17th is 11:17 a.m. Yeah, I heard about that. Hyrule Grand Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. It's not going all that well, is it? No, I think that went about as well as it could have, actually, given the circumstances. We exposed the worst of the princess's testimony as untrue. Ugh, I can't believe she just makes stuff up like that. Yeah, that was surprising. Yeah. I can't believe how smart and stupid Nintendo is at the same time. Because now people are just reselling the bricked consoles. And like I was saying, anyone that gets the one that was previously bricked, as soon as you go into online, you get locked out. Still, the issue was that we didn't manage to shake the core for the arguments. If only there was anyone else in the house. Now, there's no need to look so glum. Detective, aren't you supposed to be escorting the princess back? The carriage is being prepared. I thought I'd drop by in the meantime. If you've really managed to make Dragon... You've really managed to make Dragonmar furious, you know? I have? If you listen carefully, you might just be able to hear him racing over in the prosecutor's lobby. He's really giving out his upcoming witness to the grilling. Expect him to try to shut you down as fast as he can. Well, that would be worrying if I had anything he should... Well, that would be worrying if I had anything he could shut down in the first place, I guess. Oh? But you do. What do you mean? Oh, come on now. I'm talking about the princess's grand discovery, of course. The fire? That's... I wasn't able to do anything with that. You really think it's irrelevant? Don't get me wrong, at present, I'm convinced the girl did it. We investigated the queen and came to this conclusion for a reason. But I'm willing to explore every possibility. The fire is definitely a bit strange, and I dare say it may be our only way out of this. If I may be so bold, I think you should press the next witness on the topic hard. As the only other person working on the ranch at the time, he's the only one who could have lit that fire. The court deserves to know. The thing is, the next testimony is about to be about the motive. It's going to be difficult to bring up the fire again without Dragmire objecting. You'll have to make it work. As much as I don't like it, she's right. There really isn't a whole lot else to go on here. Well, thank you. Don't mention it. One last thing. You, ranch girl. Me? Try not to hold that testimony against the princess. Believe me, I'm sure she was acting with the best intentions in mind. You know the road to the Dark Realm is paved with those, right? Perhaps. It was definitely a serious lapse of judgment, one she will live to regret. Part of this comes from the fact that she's rather sheltered and inexperienced. After the sudden death of her older sister last year, she was thrust into the role of an heir so very suddenly. That's right, the mysterious death of the firstborn Princess Zelda. Hyrule still grieves after the events of that day. Okay, that's why she has a different model. Okay, that makes more sense, actually. Considering that this Zelda is still a child, whereas Link is an adult. That explains that, okay. Hyrule still grieves after the events of that day. And yet, no one even knows exactly what happened. In the void of information, conspiracy theories will run amok. People blaming the Royal Guard, the Sheikah, even the king himself. The princess will soon have a whole kingdom's worth of troubles on her shoulders. For a kingdom with a history as turbulent as ours, it's a lot to handle. The princess's conduct today probably won't help with the distrust some people have of the crown right now, though. She's wise beyond her years. She will learn and she will be better. I simply ask that you don't think of her as an enemy, whatever comes of this trial. She does not need more than she already has. Ah, she's so intense. I never expected to see Impa get so emotional. I guess all this is why she decided to take the blame for the princess's... impromptu investigation. Detective Impa. What is it, soldier? I'm quite busy at the moment, so please be quick. The investigation team... the investigation team back at the ranch has just sent word of a new development. Something about a milk shipment being returned to the ranch because of the wrong recipient address. They're asking you to come over to see it. Oh, those idiots. I don't have time for this. Send someone else. I have to escort the princess back to the castle. Roger. That did remind me, though. I took this little bottle of milk from a couple of guards who were slacking on the job earlier. Here, ranch girl. Perhaps it'll help calm your nerves somewhat. Not to worry, it's still unopened. Oh? Thank you. That's nice of her. Too bad for those guards, though. Now then, I believe the princess's carriage should be prepared by now. If you'll excuse me. I think I'm so nervous right now. Milk has just lost its flavor. Yeah, it kind of is. Huh? Lost its flavor? Llama milk is always so tasty. Are you sure it's just nerves? Let me try some. Huh. You're right. I assume this would have come from one of yesterday's shipments. Probably. With the investigation at the ranch, there wouldn't be any today, so... Maybe it just isn't fresh? No, I don't think so. It doesn't really taste as if it's gone bad. Also, the guard said that one of yesterday's shipments was misaddressed, didn't he? This was all handled by Ingo, wasn't it? I think there's something odd going on. I better make some notes about this on the court record. You think? You think? Note about the shipment's return and added to the court record. Okay. Defense. The court is about to reconvene. Escort your client back to the courtroom at once. That's what I'm saying, man. Bad game. Link doesn't speak. I'm joking, of course. This is actually really well made. So if it comes down to this, the conclusions are approaching. Time to turn the situation around. Court is back in session for the trial of Malon of Lon Ranch. I trust that the prosecution's final witness is ready. Naturally, I have personally seen to it that there will be no foolishness this time around. Hopefully his ears are intact. As we discussed before the recess, having established the opportunity and means for the defendant to have committed this murder, only one matter remains. I know, right? The matter of motive. For, naturally, such a heinous crime couldn't be the result of mere happenstance. The prosecution believes that the defendant had a deep desire that pushed her to patricide. Our next witness can shed light on the matter. Fascinated. Very well. Please proceed. The prosecution calls the ranch worker Ingo to the stand. It's fun to see Mr. Ingo in such fancy clothes. Oh? Yeah, he almost certainly just wears his work dungarees. It's almost like looking at a different person. Well, I guess he wanted to dress up for the court, and he wouldn't want to get this nice outfit dirty by working on it. Quiet, defense. Witness, state your name and occupation. Your Honor, Great Honorable Prosecutor. My name is Ingo. I mind Lon Ranch. Mind? What does that entail exactly? I mostly there to work on structures and equipment. The owner and his daughter are the ones who tend to the animals and take care of orders. How long have you been working at the ranch? It'd be several years at this point. There have been others who came and went, but I, Ingo, have preserved through all the hardships. Sounds like he wants a medal for it. Well, he does get a bit pompous. At times, but Mr. Ingo really is a great help. He built the ranch's silo single-handedly. Well, that's some dedication. Very well. Given that you're clearly an important employee, you are privy to some inside information, is that correct? Yes, the ranch owner shared all his big plans with me. He trusted me implicitly. He used to say that we were like a big family. That sounds lovely. That sounds like a red flag that you're going to be getting loads of unpaid overtime. Evidently, not every member of your so-called family felt the same way, though, did they? It hurts to do this, but I have no choice. Hear my story, Honorable Court of Law. Alright, well, let's get this over with. Now, my question is there going to be multiple, trials? A matter of motive. Just a couple of days ago, the owner, Talon, partly signed the ranch over to his daughter, Malon. Talon became a life tenant, with Malon meant to inherit all of his assets after his death. As long as Talon lived, Malon could not sell the ranch. It's simple, isn't it? The girl killed Talon to get full ownership and leave the dingy ranch left behind. It's appalling how ungrateful she is for all Talon did for her. And there you have it. Testimony from a man who just lost everything. It's truly tragic to witness yet another family torn apart by greed. We have evidence, we have the defendant caught red-handed at the scene of the crime, and now we have a motive. How do we know he's telling the truth? Bah! I have, of course, verified the witness's testimony. As per the law, all inheritance documents must be filed at the Castan Notary Office to be considered valid. I saw fit to prepare this for the trial. The prosecution would like to submit the Lon Ranch inheritance documents into evidence. Mr. Ingo, why would you... You should pass judgment now, Judge. The defense has nothing. I would like to cross-examine the witness. There are a few more details I feel are relevant. But of course, ask whatever you'd like. I, the hard-working Ingo, can handle it. Very well, defense. Please begin. This is a lot more talking than I've ever done on stream, I think. Usually with randos, I don't have a reason to talk unless someone's in chat. But I still try to, even though I'm not the best at it. How would you even do a randomizer of Ace Attorney? Like this is basically, because you said this is Ace Attorney to a T. So how would you do a randomizer of Ace Attorney? Alright. How long ago was this exactly? 3-4 days? I'm not sure of the exact date. Text randomizer would be insane. Had it been planned for a long time. Talon was getting on in years. Better to take care of matters sooner than later, eh? Malon? He's telling the truth. Father sexual a visit to the notary office about a week ago. What do you mean by partly, witness? That'd be insane, man. So Malon hadn't become the ranch owner yet. Wow, of course not. Haven't you heard all the stories making rounds recently? So many ungrateful brats throwing their old folks in their retirement homes the moment ownership signed to them. Talon was no fool. I myself convinced him that it was a safer option. If the girl was up to some chicanery, he could always revert to his decision. It's horrible. I'd never do that. As much as I'd like to believe that, you did much worse by killing him. Children these days, you feed them, you raise them, and they pull a stunt like this as soon as you give them an inch over yourself. I must concur. The younger generation is horrible. Why did he look at me when saying that? Anyway, what that meant was... Why would Malon want to sell the ranch right now? Why wouldn't she want to? Why would a pretty little girl like her want to work on some dingy ranch? She'd have it much better if she sold the old place and used the money to move to Castletown. It's not true. I love working with the animals. I wouldn't leave them for anything. Wah! She's often slacking on the job while I, the hard-working Ingo, have to cover for her. I guess a dicker nut doesn't fall far from the tree, as they say. But Talon loved to sleep on the job too. Ho ho! I do recall quite a funny story about the Malon ranch owner blocking a side entrance to Hyrule Castle for an entire day once. Guys couldn't make him up. Took a particularly vocal cucko, apparently. Ah, jeez. Well, there you go. I'm the real reason why the ranch has such renown. Yeah, Canon. Me, the hardworking Ingo. Link, that's not true at all. I know, but how do I stop this? Do you really think Malon would go that far? I don't want to think it, but clearly the evidence speaks for themselves, don't they? Why wouldn't she just wait a few more years then? Talon was getting older. Perhaps she knew more and more work would be piling onto her. But really, how am I supposed to know? Ask her! That's alright. Well, if Malon didn't want to work, wouldn't she have just done this earlier? As Talon's only child, she'd still inherit the ranch. Muhaha! That's why you're wrong. For a long while, Talon planned to split the ranch between the girl and the crowd. He was a patriotic man. He knew how much those horses meant to the royal guard. I wish he hadn't changed his mind now. Is this true? Yes. Father's previous inheritance document did work that way. How admirable. I guess familial bonds won over his drive to help the kingdom. Truly a shame. Yes, naturally, the girl wanted the whole thing, so she bided her time. I think this sufficiently explains the timing. Let's continue then, shall we? Wait just a moment. There's one more problem with the timing that I'd like the witness to explain. Why would Malon have planned the murder for the day of the royal visitation specifically? More people around means more witnesses. You'd think she would have chosen any other day. Oh, did I forget to mention this? I overheard Talon arguing with her that very morning. I know, right? It's telling her that he changed his mind again. He was planning to tell the king that he'd be signing the ranch over to the crown. After the visitation was over, he'd head to Castle Town to change the inheritance back to the original split. What? Despite the victim's wishy-washiness, it would appear that he did make the right choice in the end. And because of that choice, if the defendant wanted to get the ranch, he had no time to waste that day. Is this true too? Absolutely not. Father wasn't planning to do that, and there was no argument either. What to do about this argument then? Because if the argument never happened, I guess it depends on how Link would add it. If he added it as it didn't, Ingo said it happened, but it didn't happen. Sure. There was an argument about the inheritance. That sounds like an important fact to me. Defense requested it to be added to the testimony. Very well. Witness, please do so. I'd be happy to, Your Honor. Oh, okay. Okay, so that's what it meant. Alright. About what time did this happen? First thing in the morning. I was heading out to the cellar to start the day's work. I had just walked out of the front door of the ranch house when I heard some yelling erupt behind me. Do you remember any specifics about what was said? Oh yes, it scared me enough that I stopped to listen for a minute. It was all like, I'm really sorry, Malon, but the most important thing to me is making sure the king will always have a steady supply of quality horses. I don't care. What about me, father? How could you do this to me? That doesn't sound like Malon at all. Malon, this isn't just about you. It's for the good of the entire kingdom. What am I supposed to do? I can't move on life if I'm stuck on this dump of ranch forever. So you love the ranch. All the animals are here, and Ingo's always around to help all the chores too. You're great, isn't he? Yeah, Ingo's awesome, but I still hate you for this. Oh my god. What a stirring reenactment. We'll keep keeping my thoughts on the witness's acting skills to myself. There's no way this actually happened, though. I would never want to sell the ranch. Well, of course she'd say that now, you buffoon. Remember, she's under suspicion for murder. We can't trust a thing she says. Well, I trust her, but the judge probably doesn't right now, and that's unfortunately what matters. Do I have anything in the court record that could refute this story? Ask me, this whole inheritance issue could have been avoided if the crime wasn't so soft. In Gerudo Desert, there would be no question for the fortress may seize whatever it desires. And that's just messed up. No matter. Continue your testimony, farmhand. Share with us the true nature of the defendant. Okay. No, you hold it. That man gave everything for her. She's gotten so many expensive presents over the years. Just look at the gold necklace she wore. The man spoiled her rotten. Facts. I think I saw it in the present he was meaning to give her on the very day he was killed. And the gift? Well, yes, a little bottle of perfume, I believe. It's horrible. Talon was such a kind man. What happened to him is despicable. I'm gonna add that. What are you doing? Trying to implicate the defendant even harder? I think it's an important detail. Perfume is irrelevant. But, I suppose the prosecution has no objection to strengthen our case. Well, witness, please not what you... Okay, so I think the first thing I'm gonna do... Where'd you see this? Okay. Interesting. What's your relationship with the guy anyway? Well, he's been employed and living with us on the ranch for as long as I can remember, really. You know, I don't think he's ever skipped a day of work thinking about it. Not a single one. Talk about dedication. But even so, something is very much off here. Alright. Well, first off, what I'm gonna do... First off, what we're gonna do actually, that doesn't seem like it's gonna add much to it. Oh, wait. Whoops. Okay. What I'm gonna do... I think that's the only thing I can really see at the moment. Hold on, I haven't even taken a look at the document yet. Hold on. I'm only seeing the perfume thing, so I'm going to present that. I don't see how it's relevant, though. Witness. What is it? Just to confirm, you said that this bottle of perfume was bought from Malon by her father, correct? What else would it be for? I assure you, Talon wasn't the type of indulge in perfumes. Far from it. Well, you're wrong, witness. Oh, is that so? Was the ranch owner truly a perfume connoisseur? No, Your Honor. The bottle of perfume was bought for the princess. So what, defense? Sure, it's technically a contradiction. What does the purpose of the bottle change? Yes, defense, I admit I am confused as well. Please explain why this point is important. Earlier in the trial, Malon mentioned that Talon bought this perfume in preparation last minute. Isn't that right, Malon? It sure is. We had a gift for the king preferred when the news arrived that it would actually be the princess making the visitation. Father quickly rode out into town to get a new gift. This info puts one thing into question. Let's see. Princess' testimony, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't... Talon tasted gifts, that's not gonna matter at all. Someone's movements around the ranch are put into serious doubt. Someone's? Well, don't keep us waiting then, defense. Who is this person? Naturally, the person movements are become suspect is... I know the obvious answer is Ingo, but I'm doubting it. The witness is himself. If you recall, this bottle of perfume, which had just been purchased, was found at the crime scene. A crime scene the witness was supposedly never went to. He shouldn't have known about the bottle. That's how it works, okay. Order, order. The defense raises a very valid point. You simpleton, what is the meaning of this? Well, witness, did you go to the scene of the crime at any point? No, of course I didn't. I was working the silo all day. I remember, I saw the gift the day before the crime. The girl is lying. Talon must have gotten the gift the day before. You're the one who's lying. Talon didn't leave the ranch at all that day. One's words against another. Yeah, you know, right? Throw something, just throw anything at the wall. With whatever works, it works. In defense, do you have any way to prove that your version of events is true? Okay, so... Okay, so there's two options here. We can ask the store, which I don't know if that would work. Find the receipt. That's going to be somewhere at the ranch, which, if... I don't know if they would have found the receipt or not. Why don't we ask Sten Soldier just to ask the store owner when the bottle was bought? Bah! Do you know how many people visit that store? It's inconceivable that the owner would remember every random purchase. Ah. Any other ideas, defense? When you buy something, you usually get a receipt. The receipt always shows the date of purchase. It might still be the ranch house. I say we send someone out to look for it. Brother never stores receipts away. We have a drawer full of them. The free one should be right at the top. I believe this idea has some merit. Soldiers, rush out to the ranch house immediately and search for that receipt. Your Honor. Yes? What is it, soldier? We just received a receipt from the team stationed at the crime scene. Very well. Thank you. I shall now read it out. There's a lot writing on this. Ahem. From Tingle's Mysterious Smells. Ah, yes, I think I've seen that store. It's that eccentric-looking place in the back alley. You couldn't miss the blinding neon colors if you tried. It's an utter eyesore. The gall of this nobody running a monopoly on highly perfume is preposterous. Perhaps. Back to the matter at hand. The nerve of that dunderhead. Why would anyone ever shop at a store where they calls every other customer a fairy? Prosecutor. The balloons. Oh, the balloons. Full pop one right in my face. Prosecutor Dragmire, enough. Continuing on. Purchased items. 1 bottle of Rosy Rupuland. Oh my. This is quite the price. I would have to... Yeah. Not very professional. Like, not at all. Your Honor, please. The data purchase. Ah, yes, right. Data purchase. Dude, my throat is hurting from all this reading. I'm not used to it. Why, it's March 16th, the day of the murder. Gah! Order. Yes, we got him. Phew, I think we're finally getting somewhere. Bah, this still doesn't mean anything. Perhaps the witness briefly went back to the ranch house for something and saw the bottle then. Yes, that's it. I was getting thirsty, so I went back to get a drink. Must have seen the bottle then. Oh, come on. You think we're gonna believe that? Do you have any proof they didn't? Well, I believe this calls for further testimony. As the witness now claims to have visited the crime scene shortly after the murder, we shall learn of his exact movements through the day. Yeah. Ha! My movements? Well, alright. There's not a whole lot to say, though. It's unfortunate that I managed to weasel out of that. But this next testimony will be full of lies. This is my chance. This is also a good chance to bring up the fire. There we go. My non-suspicious movement. Nice. As was already stated, I had volunteered to work in the silo. At one point, I briefly went back to the ranch house to get myself a glass of water. I went back to the silo right after that and stayed there until a courier came. It really does, yeah. I haven't been back to the ranch house at all since then. At some point, the detective came and told me what happened. And wow, was that detective one fine woman. See? I haven't done anything to warrant suspicion. Eat my shoes, you brat! I'll pass. There has to be something wrong in there. Can't put a flawless story together that quickly. That's why I use the Ocarina of Time mask build. I'm gonna immediately grill him on this one. And you were able to complete this so quickly on your own. Bah, you don't know the might of the great Ingo. Hut, ha, pow. I get things done in no time. I did almost break my back getting those crates out of the silo, though. There's so many, and all so heavy. It's like a puzzle in there. Anyway, that's not important. The point is... Are you sure? Sure as can be. Mwahaha! You never went back in, even after the crime was discovered. Wow, they wouldn't let me in. Preserving the crime scene or some such. I couldn't even get that many. I couldn't even get any more things. With tradition? Why is that? For this question, no one gave me half a glance. I had to sleep in the stables that night. Oh. Wait, we're from here? I don't know. After this question it's terrible. Is what he just said important? Your Honor, we'd like to witness to add his last statement to his testimony. What? What are you trying to pull now? Very well. Witness, please amend your statement. Ah, fine, whatever. Oh. I wonder. No, okay. I thought that there would be a way to get in. Okay. I thought that would be able to bring it back to the fire. I should just get all of it. What were you doing? Working on shipments and fulfilling orders? We send out crates of milk to milk bars all across the kingdom every day, you know. Milk bars? Naturally. Everyone loves a good drink, you know. And our milk is renowned as the best there is. I hear some others water theirs down. Despicable. I see. Did it actually? I think you said earlier that your job is to work on structures and equipment, though. Indeed. Talon and the girl would usually be the ones overseeing milk orders. However, since the royal visitation was happening that day, I felt they needed their minds unoccupied, so I took it upon myself to do it this time. After the murder, I got scared that the Sheikah Force's investigation would delay the shipments, and then that I, with the great Ino, would get the blame. Thankfully, it all went through fine. And you were so concerned with sending out the wrong delivery address on it. You Hylians, ridiculous. Getting tipsy from something like milk? Bet you couldn't handle even a sip of the Gerudo's noble pursuit, a real man's drink. A real man's drink? Was the Gerudo women? Speaking of drinks, I do believe the witness was talking about how he had gotten smoked against the lager. Yes, of course, moving all that heavy stuff around works up a sweat, you see. I'm very thirsty and... Okay. You didn't think to just take a sip of the milk you were handling? No. It wouldn't be right. That milk is for the customers, you see. I just didn't want to get into any trouble. A truly honest man. How dare you suggest he would steal his own from his own workplace? Right. So what did you see at the house? Nothing much. I haven't got my drinking left. Still had a lot of work to do, you see. I suppose I must have seen the perfume bottle then. In fact, yes, I remember it clearly now. It was there on the table, plain as day. Yeah, that does seem a little bit illegal. Would that be considered like breaking and entering? Or like, what was it? I don't know. I don't know what that'd be classified as. And that really seems a little bit illegal to me. I don't know about you. Great. What happened after that, witness? Couldn't you have stayed at an inn? Ah, what am I, made of money? Think, boy, I'm just a simple ranch worker, you know? You loyals, always flaunting your wealth. Right, sorry. Not actually sorry, I thought one night would bankrupt this guy. Just look at what he's wearing. Well, I can hardly believe that's the same Ingo I know. He's usually so nice. Press for more details. He's sure to slip up somewhere. There's a piece of evidence or a profile waiting to disprove what he's saying. You elaborate. She's a hard-working woman who gets to the point and takes what she wants. Not to mention her impeccable fashion sense. What's not to love? That's not the part I wanted him to elaborate. That's not the part I wanted him to elaborate on. Nah, he seems totally smooth with her. Sure does. I wonder how Impa feels about it. Perhaps when this trial is over, I could. But no, we'll have to wait. You thought you could distract me, didn't you? I, the genius branch worker Ingo, see through your schemes. Alright. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Let's see. Hold on. I'm thinking this. Reveals a clear contradiction of testimony. Damn it. I wouldn't think they've been trying to return to the ranch house. I knew there'd been a murder there. Well, I don't imagine he had another place to sleep. I'll let him move in with us when he was hired, so he wouldn't have to spend money on rent. Surely you didn't expect to be able to sleep in an active crime investigation scene, though. It's not just that. All of Mr. Ingo's belongings are in the house. All of them, huh? It would be so easy to prove he went back this... if he has something on him that he shouldn't. Okay, so the profile I need. Right, sometimes the best evidence is the person, not a thing. Ah, I see. Witness, there's something seriously wrong with the testimony. But what are you talking about? You say you couldn't get any of your belongings because they were all in the ranch house, correct? The ranch house you were not allowed to go into. That's right. Well, that would imply you should still be wearing your work clothes. Pardon me if I'm wrong, but those don't look like work clothes at all. The defense has a point. The witness appears perfectly well dressed for a court. Can't imagine he would want to sully those clothes during work. Well, what do you have to say to that? Oh, of course. I can explain. It's simple. These are brand new. Yeah, on my way to the courthouse, I went shopping for a nice new outfit. After all, I couldn't very well show up to the course dressed like a bum. Yes, defense. Certain people have a modicum of respect for the court and show up dressed appropriately. What's that supposed to mean? This is my finest Zora suit. You bought these clothes after the crime, is that correct? Very much so. This morning, in fact. Why do we need to repeat myself? No, I don't. You buying the clothes today is simply impossible. Well, what? You know why? The fire. That's where this comes in. Because Ingo was the only one to have been able to make that fire. And since it was put out, it was just a little bit before the body was found, there's no way he could have left and bought clothes within that time frame. Bingo! Oh, how can you claim so? Defense, as you know, evidence is everything in court. Either prove that this witness couldn't have bought these clothes today, or get out. This proves you couldn't have bought those clothes. That's not the fire? Oh my god. Okay, no, wait. I was too quick. Okay. Let's see. I was too quick to jump to assumptions. Hold on, I'm trying to think. Because if... He definitely couldn't have bought the clothes today. Because the fire that was there. There's no option to put the fire in. So there's definitely got to be something else. Unless I have to present Impa's profile to bring up the fire. I don't know if it's gonna if he's gonna bring it up that way though. Hold on, we'll say that for now. I think I might have to do that though, because I'm not saying anything else that might contradict his story. Yeah, we're gonna present Impa. Hopefully it brings up the fire. We can show it. How would I do that though? What the hell? I might just have to take... I might not want to question... I'm not seeing any way to disprove it. Yeah, man. I don't think there's any way I could have. I think I need to not try to disprove that. I don't think I have a way to disprove that right now. Okay, so I have to disprove it. Wait. The photo. The photo. I would like to turn the court's attention to this. Ah. Why? This one, but this is one lovely photograph. Ah, it reminds me of the idyllic gaze. What about this pictograph defense? Well, just look at what Ingo is wearing. This photo is from Malon's childhood, but Ingo is very clearly wearing the same outfit he has on right now. He couldn't have bought it today. I was stupid. I was not thinking. Order. I will have order. Why? The defense is absolutely correct. I hope the witness has a good explanation for this. I think I finally got him. There's no way he can weasel out this time. No, unless someone weasels out for him. Bah, isn't it obvious? Naturally, the witness knew he'd need to wear his nice clothes for the royal visitation that was scheduled for the day. Can't fucking speak now. He brought them to the silo in advance so that he could quickly change this before the royal visitation's arrival. Oh? Oh ho! Oh ho ho ho! Yes, of course, I needed to be presentable after all. Can't look like a bum in front of the most important people in the kingdom. Wait a minute, this is insane. What kind of kangaroo court is this? Prosecution keeps making excuses up on the spot. Ingo was clearly lying about buying the clothes before the trial. He's definitely trying to hide something. Your Honor, surely you won't accept those blatant perjury. Accept it, Judge. There can be no other explanation. Prosecution explanation does seem plausible. What? However, the fact that the witness didn't simply say it himself and instead made up a lie about buying the clothes is indeed very suspicious. Defense. The prosecution has posted that there is no other possible explanation for this contradiction. What is your opinion on the matter? Can't the defense think of an alternate version of offense? This is big. I really need to think this through. Reminds me of Link's Awakening. Like, an N64 probably would have run this better. Ingo's acting really suspicious right now. Actually, no, I know what this is. This reminds me of Oracle Seasons. What was it? Not Seasons. Skyward Sword? Nice. I'm sorry, I'm vibing to the music right now. He's desperately trying to patch up holes in his testimony and conceal his real movements. Why would he be doing that? Come on, we all know why. If it's not Malon, Ingo's the only other person who could have done this. I have to assume he did, if I want to think Malon's innocent. With that in mind, why would Ingo change out of his work clothes? Talon's blood got on them. Ingo killed Talon. His clothes must have gotten blood on them. He had to change into something else to hide his involvement. Then wouldn't Sheikah force him to find clothes in the house? He burned them. He burned the clothes. That's where the fire came in. Hell yeah. That's it. This explains everything. I believe I can offer an alternative explanation. Nonsense. Judge, the defense has spent far too long sitting in silence just now. They clearly have nothing. I call for a quick ruling. And not only can I explain it, but in fact, the defense formally accuses the witness of the murder. It's simple. The reason he had to swap his outfit and why he's been lying about the circumstances ever since is because it got stained with the victim's blood. Preposterous. If there were any discarded bloody clothes nearby, the Sheikah force would have found them, and we would be trying someone else for murder right now. Why, you are absolutely correct, prosecutor. Naturally, Ingo couldn't have left his bloody clothes lying around. And so he used us to dispose of them. I'm gonna cast your mind to the princess's last testimony. The mysterious fire. Surely you jest. You yourself made sure we all knew how meaningless her testimony was. And yet, with this new context in mind, it gives a completely new meaning. An empty bottle of lamp oil found by a burnt on fire. Ingo used this lamp oil to quickly burn away his stained work clothes. Well, how about it, witness? My scenario explains everything. You killed Talon and then tried to hide it. This is... No. Hold on. What drivel are you spouting here? Me? Kill Talon? I already know that's impossible. Dude, the music is already stuck in my head. Too busy for murder. Everything you said is wrong. I have no idea what you're on about. I have an alibi for the time of the crime. I just couldn't have done it. There's no way I could have completed those milk shipments, killed Talon, and tried to hide my involvement. The fire was just made for a quick breakfast. There's no mystery there. Stop trying to pin this on poor innocent Ingo. What? Now, I shouldn't have to remind you, Defense, but you yourself were surprised that Ingo was able to complete his shipments in time. Adding even more things for him to do in that time is preposterous. That's right, the great Ingo is efficient at his job, but not that efficient. No, it had to have been him. I'm sure of it. There must have been some trick at play here, some kind of shortcut. Let's find it. So this is where the bottled milk comes into play, I think. Either that or the shipment. Let's do this. Would it really have taken that long to murder someone and burn their clothes? It would have taken long enough to definitely make this scheme infeasible. Completing those shipments is a rather involved process. You have to milk the cows, clean the bottles, pour the milk into them, put them into crates, and load those onto a wagon. I love working with the cows, but that part takes the longest because you only get a little at a time. So, as Mr. Ingo said, the whole thing really does take a while. Father and I usually have to work together to get it done in time for the courier's arrival. There you go, Defense. Your own client knows that this is an unshakable truth. Okay, so there's no way he could complete the shipments and also do the killing. In that case, there had to be some way for him to finish the work faster. Just have to find it. Start walk on. Let me just start from the beginning here. Surely my scenario is more plausible at this point than these panicked attempts to fit your story. What's more plausible isn't for you to decide, Defense. It's the judge that makes the final call, and as long as the alibi stands, I can't imagine him siding with you. Yes, all the loose ends haven't tied up before a decision can be made. Witness, please continue. Could you explain what the alibi is again? With pleasure. At the time of the crime, I was busy preparing the day's shipment of milk. It's hard work. I barely had enough time to get them done before the courier came to take them. They were inspected by the Sheikah force as they were leaving the ranch. And as a resident detective has told us, they were found to be fully loaded up with bottles of milk. That's right. The Sheikah force itself has matched for me. There's no way I could be the culprit. Oh, I disagree. There has to be a way. There must be. You had enough time for breakfast, but not enough time to kill someone? Yes, of course. The breakfast was cooking while I kept working. I just quickly gobbled it up. There's no issue there. In fact, yes, I remember it even burned a bit because I wasn't really paying attention to it. That's why I had to go get a glass of water too, you see. Had to wash it down after. What a convenient little explanation. For all I know, he actually did cook up a breakfast on a fire, burning blood-soaked clothes. Ew. Continue, witness. We don't want to hear about your culinary adventures. Of course, of course. The point is just what I've been telling you this whole time. The only people who could have done this were you and Malon. And I know Malon well enough to know she couldn't be the culprit. So that means you're the culprit. Yes, yes, but now we know about what you felt, friend. Let me remind you, though, that feelings doesn't matter at all here. Either show solid evidence that puts Ingo's alibi into question or concede defeat. Is there any way he could have done the work faster? I'm not sure. It would be nice if there was, though. I could sleep a little bit longer each day. Yeah, do you think he would have shared it with you if he knew of one? What shortcut did you use, Ingo? I think I'm gonna do the shipment address here. Witness. What? What is it now? I overheard an intriguing detail during the last recess. It seems the address on one of yesterday's milk shipments wasn't written correctly. You must have been rushing. That's how you did it. Bah! I haven't heard anything about an issue with shipment address. I'll play along. Suppose you're right about it. Writing an address only takes a few seconds. Even if it was reduced to a single swift stroke of a pen, it wouldn't have saved much time at all. Certainly not enough to both commit a murder and cover it up. It wasn't just the address. Ingo must have rushed the entire shipment. By what method? Say he somehow completed the entire shipment more quickly, but prove it with evidence. Fortunately for you, defense, I must agree with the good prosecutor. This alone doesn't prove it enough. Yeah. Did you have anything else? Yeah. Maybe the milk. Ah, but did you though? Did you really complete those shipments properly? Defense, I shouldn't have to remind you that the Chica Forge checked the boxes thoroughly. They were definitely full of milk bottles. Oh, I'm sure it looked that way. What are you getting at, Defense? Here you go, Your Honor. Huh? Milk for me? Are you trying to bribe the judge now? I didn't think you'd stoop so low. The Crown will be informed of this. No, it's nothing like that. I'm asking that His Honor try tasting the milk. Just one little sip. This is highly irregular. But to be honest, I could use a drink. All this talking does make one's throat dry, you know. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of that. You've probably talked the least out of everyone here, though. Since the defense insists, I'll go ahead and take a sip. Yeah, it's not real milk. I'm going to assume that it's water that was maybe colored white. Is this about passive for milk these days? This almost tastes like water. There you go. There you go. Called it right on the money. Oh, water? I have to agree. This definitely is not standard milk. All we've heard from the princess and the detective, Malon Ranch is renowned for the quality of its products. But there's no way people would say that this milk. But there's no way people would say that about milk this lousy. Bah, whatever. As if the unwashed masses would know the difference between quality and garbage. Where are you going at with this, Defense? Simple, you see. I received this bottle from the detective Impa, still unopened during the first recess. As we know, there were no milk shipments today, so this must have come from one of Ingo's shipments from yesterday. It's true that Ingo couldn't have murdered Talon and also completed the shipment on his own. Unless he cheated. Ingo watered down the milk to get the shipments done in time. Order, order. Yes, I suppose that would work. Indeed. All he had to do was milk fewer of the cows. To save enough time without ruining the taste too much, I guess he used about a 50-50 split of water and milk. This is... no. That... Talon. Let me stop you right there. I will concede that something odd happened to the shipment, but all you have proven is that Ingo is a slacker. How dare you? Be quiet, you mongrel. Sure, Ingo watered down the milk. That doesn't make him a killer, though, does it? Well, no. But now we do know that he definitely could have done it. We know that he did go to the crime scene. And we know he did have the time and opportunity to kill Talon as well. Yet there's a vital element missing still. Let me put that in simple terms so even an idiot like you can understand. Don't tell me Malon actually killed Talon. There's no way Best Girl could have done that. That'd be a funny twist. Like fucking Link killed him instead. Like fucking Link killed Talon because yeah. Okay, let's see. Why is that? Simple. If the girl's story about working on the fence is true, then she was using the slow while her father was being murdered. It couldn't have been two flips at the same time. Do I agree with this? Hold on. Oh, they do only have one wood saw. I mean, yeah, knives would work. Very well. Then let's move on to why nothing else could have been the murder weapon either. Hold on, does it show anything in the photo? No, it doesn't. You ever forgot this murder happened on a ranch? There are plenty of other sharp things on the site. Ho ho, it's quite impossible. Couldn't you go just... Look at these traces, it's not that easy to get rid of. Look how so sensitive. Other beings like Zoras can easily tell by smell. Naturally, the Chikafars employs people just for this task. Also, as long as the ransom focuses on selling horses and milk, the animals are regularly butchered. So there's no good reason why any of the tools would have fresh blood on them. Any such implement would have stood out like a sore thumb. he hidden it? For missing. And that list is indisputable. Let's see, I mean, well, no, because Talon was actually stabbed. Because there was the autopsy. The autopsy shows that he had a deep wound. A deep irregular wound made from a sharp metal object. Be in order. He would have triple checked the list when he wrote it. So it couldn't have been a saw. I'm not sure what I can use here. The Shaper first double check all the boxes. Oh well. You wouldn't be able to get it out through the shipments because that was double checked. That was checked by Sheikah Force. Inventory. So then it's gotta be profile. I've probably dug myself into a hole I can't get out of. I probably had to dispute that first new claim. Because I don't think I have anything to dispute this. Now it's not letting me. It's not letting me choose whether to accept the explosion or not. I don't think I can dispute this one. Maybe show my badge of hop. maybe the badge of hop. Doesn't mean it's inane outburst defense. I was hoping to intimidate him, right? Me? Be intimidated? Certainly not by a hero of flaws like you. Yeah, I probably deserve that. I had to, man. Okay, but still, what could have done it? The shipments were all checked by the Sheikah Force. You wouldn't have been able to burn any metal objects. That's irrelevant. I don't know if I have what I gotta need. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think so. I don't even know what I showed. I wasn't even paying attention. But I guess I can try the smoke shipments, but I don't think that's gonna do anything. Yeah, I think I need to dispute the first one. This is where I got stuck. Yeah. Oh, really? Okay, let's see. Yeah, I do want to try to figure this out first. I assume you know the answer to this, so I do want to try figuring it out first. I'll ask for help if I need it. Okay? Let's see. Missing, that's indisputable. Wait, okay, so, quick question. Does presenting on any of these text boxes do anything? Okay. So triple check that lets me run it. Wait. If you... Hold on. Let me read that. Relevant issues covered for that day. But if it were Ingo doing it, then he would have immediately left the thing that he used to kill Talon off the list. If it were Ingo. Yeah, okay. And Ingo had already said that he was the one that was working the silo that day. So... No. Damn it. I'm trying to think about the wrong way though. That's the thing. Okay. I kind of figured that I had to be on the right track. Because Ingo has already said that he was the one working the silo that day. And if he were the one that was... If he was the one that was taking care of all the stocking, then he would have just left it off the list. So that it couldn't be accounted for. Let's see. It's not the list. Name is Ingo. Did I not present this here? I didn't present this. I'm fucking stupid, dude. Oh my god, I thought I presented it here. That's why I didn't go for it again. The inventory list itself is fake. Oh, fascinating. What exactly makes you question the veracity of this document? It's simple. You only need a brief look at the inventory just can't be trusted. Ho ho. Can't go around and make it a general statement's defense. Find out what exactly about the inventory makes it suspect. So look here. The one who compiled this list was Ingo himself. He could have easily falsified the council as part of the plan. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I knew I was on the right track there. It's just I honestly thought I presented the item list. I thought I did, but I forgot that I had presented it on argument 2, not argument 4. Did I miss anything? Yeah. Okay. That doesn't matter. Nothing else could have left the ranch. Ah, but you see... Actually, wait, no. Is it shipments? The shipments were checked out by... Actually, wait, no, because he was... Because the worker that was... The worker that was taking the shipments was acting a little sus. Are you really sure nothing left on the ranch? What about a few little shipments of milk? Preposterous. Have you forgotten that such shipments had been checked by the Chico Force because they were lucky? That's true, but there was a place that Chico could have overlooked. What Din's name are you babbling about? We're talking about bog standard crates here, boy. Not exactly vast dungeons full of nooks and crannies to stuff things into, are they? Or could they have missed a murder weapon? It's simple. They overlooked. I might have just fucked up. No, the book was definitely metal. No stray bit of lumber could, yeah. Okay. They couldn't have overlooked. They couldn't have overlooked the contents of the crates. I think what they did was they put the murder weapon in the bottles. There's one place inside the crates that Chica couldn't have checked early without ruining the shipments. Without ruining the shipments? That's right. Inga put the murder weapon inside one of the bottles that concealed from the church. It does seem plausible. Now wait just a moment. There we go. It would be correct if that weapon showing up in someone's milkshake would cause a stir. If the milk ever actually made it to any milk bar, that is. You see, I overheard a very interesting tale during the recess. Word was sent from ranch not long ago that one of the shipments was returned unopened due to being misaddressed. No. Indeed, if you recall, Inga was the one who handled all that. Now, that's strange. The ranch supplies them same milk bars every day. Even if he had messed up the street address a little, the couriers would have known where the shipment was meant to go. How could he have bungled it that badly? It's almost as if he didn't want anyone receiving a bottle of milk with a murder weapon in it. I bet Ingo expected this box to stay in shipping limbo a while longer. How unfortunate for him that the postal service was on its game today. Maybe because I was worried it would start to smell. I believe this calls for us to investigate those boxes of milk more closely. Soldiers, have these boxes retrieved from the ranch immediately. There we go. Maybe I should look into playing an Ace Attorney game. Well, I don't know if you were here earlier when I said it, but I have not played an Ace Attorney game before. I've only seen a little bit of it, a little bit of the gameplay. I've never played one myself. Yeah. So this is making me want to check them out, because I'm actually enjoying this a lot. I'm really enjoying this. Arrgh. This is slander. Why would I kill Talon? Sure, he's a bit of a layabout, but he did give me a job. Why would I want him dead? The motive? That's simple. Why? I'm surprised you're even asking about it. The evidence easily explains your motive. The very inheritance document you brought to the court's attention states the following. In case of the testator's death, his daughter Malon of Lola Ranch will inherit the ranch, unless she is unable to oversee it, in which case it shall be divided between the crown and its remaining employees. Ah. What? You not only killed Talon, but decided to frame Malon for the crime as well, so you would be the one to inherit the part of the ranch. That's why you volunteered to work for the silo all day. It gave you an alibi so that Malon would be the only possible culprit. Of course you knew about the royal visitation in advance. You knew Malon would go back to the ranch house to prepare before they arrived. A perfect setup for the royals to find her next to the body. No, no, no! What are you talking about? Talon signing the ranch over to me? Preposterous. Did he really not know? I guess it was Dragonmeyer who procured the actual document, not him. Your Honor. What is it, soldier? The box you requested is here. Already? That was quite fast. Apparently, the team at the ranch had already noticed something awry with it on their own. The box arrived just as we were about to rush out a courier to deliver our message. Well, well, well. Let's see for ourselves then, shall we? Part of the shipment that proves my case is... Here it is, from the bottle with a slight red tint to the milk. Oh, really? Looks like some kind of serrated knife. That explains the irregular wound pretty nicely. How could those Sheikah idiots have missed this? I'm sure the milk was pure white when they first checked it. It took a whole day for the blood to dissolve in it. Either way, no matter how you slice it, this proves my theory is right. Oh, I've had it. Fine, fine. You wanna know why? You wanna know why I really killed that scumbag? No, what are you... So you admit it? Yes, I admit it. What would you do if one day, after years of backbreaking labor, despite putting your all into the ranch, you were thrown away like rubbish, without any reason, fired? Farewell, we don't need you anymore. Yeah, I had a feeling too. But yeah, you guys did an amazing job on this. Like, the music is amazing too. I even noticed there, like, the, what are they called? I don't remember what they're called. I even noticed some of the, little references in some of the themes. Yeah, it's really cool. What? That doesn't make any sense. Ho, don't lie. I heard it all. I was just returning back from another day of spine-wrenching work, and lo and behold, what's this? Malon and Talon are talking behind my back. I heard it all. We'll let him go after the visitation. We can handle other things without him. And so, after volunteering to work on that shipment, I quietly slipped out while the girl was busy, and shake the good-for-nothing slacker. Ha! You should have seen his face. He didn't expect that at all. So yes, Malon, I killed that lazy bum you call a father. And he deserved it. Watch that not be what they're talking about at all. Order! The witness will cease his boasting over such a terrible deed. I think we've heard enough. Soldiers, take him away. Wait just a moment. Ingo. Yes, girl? Want to apologize for what you've done? Apologize? Me? You're horrible. Yeah. If you're a dev, it's hard to hide, you know, how proud you feel over something. I understand that. Fair enough. We weren't planning to fire you at all. You completely misunderstood what we're saying. Huh? Oh, dude, that's actually really nice. The animations are really fluid. I mean, the animations are still really smooth. I've had so much work recently. Well, you know how it goes with the royal visits. Oh, really? Well, you did a damn good job, dude. Everything's a busy time. Gotta make sure everything's in tip-top shape. I do worry something about old Ingo, though. He's been complaining a lot about his back recently. I do wish he'd take a step back and relax sometimes. Maybe we should convince him to take a vacation. Waha! Waha! Now there's an idea. It'd do him some good to just get out for a while. I'll discuss it with him after the visitation. After things calm down, we can handle everything without him. So he came in at the last second. I mean, he didn't have to resort. He didn't have to resort to fucking violence, fucking murder Talon, just because we heard like 2 lines. But I guess Ingo's ego is always way more. Ingo always only thinks for himself. That's even how he is in Ocarina of Time. Also, sorry for all the creaking that you're probably hearing from my chair. That's... You were planning... What? A vacation for me? And I did... No. No, it can't be so. Please say it isn't so. Oh. Get him, Cocos. Get him. Get him. Pick his eyes out. He deserves it. He deserved that. You've witnessed today the results of a truly horrifying misunderstanding. A misunderstanding or not, what you've done is unforgivable. Talon was a kind man, beloved by all who had good fortune to cross his path. His loss will be felt not only by his ranch, but all across Hyrule. The killer turned out to be an utterly pathetic man with a delusion of grandeur. I mean, look at him! Utter idiot, dressed like a clown. Jeez, he's really laying into him. I bet he's just upset because he's lost. Prosecution's rants aside, I think it's time to declare today's verdict. This is just a formality, but will the defendant please step up to the stand? Young miss, I am very sorry for the situation you find yourself in. I'm very glad you appear to have such a good attorney as a friend. I wouldn't have chosen anyone else. Aw, thanks. Now then, without further ado, in the name of Goddess Hylia and the sacred land of Hyrule, I hereby find the Malon of Lon Ranch not guilty. Objection. Overruled. I know, right? Overruled. No questioning the judge in my courtroom. Court is adjourned. I know it's not my courtroom, but still. Ooh. March 17th, 12:32 p.m. Hyrule Grand Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. We did it! I suppose so. I guess Ingo's upper is kind of sour the mood, huh? I don't think I can ever forgive Mr. Ingo for what he's done. That's fair enough, honestly. Really, though, you shouldn't think about all that for now. You're free. It's time to celebrate. I guess you're right. Excellent work. I knew you'd pull through. Oh, thanks. I couldn't have done it without you, really. So, thank you. Now, that's not quite right. If you want to thank someone, I'm not the one who deserves it the most. Huh? Your Highness? I thought you were going back to Hyrule Castle. What strings did I have to pull to get her here? I was, but I realized I should apologize for what I did personally. It's an honor. There's no need to bow. Not after what I have done. Really, if not for my status, I would have probably been carted off to prison alongside that angry little man. Perjury's, pretty serious. That's probably not entirely wrong. As usual, you don't give yourself enough credit, Your Highness. How can you say that, Detective? I almost condemned an innocent person to prison. Objection! I killed that man! I did it! With my sword! that I have here for some reason. Yes, there's some things you should think twice about doing in the future. That's all thanks to you. That's all thanks to you that the young lady over here went free. Huh? Come on, Atori, show Her Highness what I'm talking about. What was it? Oh yeah. Take that. A bottle. Well, it's true. Without this and without knowing about the fire, we wouldn't have had any proof to substantiate our claims. And, really, your obviously false testimony helps a lot. Ouch! Oh, there you have it. In any case, I'm sure Miss Malon isn't too upset. Well, sure. 10 We have orders to escort the princess back to the castle immediately. Ah, just in time. Roll, Your Highness. And so they left. Now then, listen to me. I know that I am perhaps being too lenient on the princess, but tough times are ahead. The princess will need all the confidence she can get to lead the kingdom through them. She needs to learn to take responsibility for her actions too, though. And she will. Huh? Her Highness is in for a rather unpleasant afternoon today, I imagine. The urgency with which she just been escorted out of here isn't coincidental. What, is the king going to scold her? At the very least. Now then. My duties call, unfortunately, so I must be off. Again, you did well today, both of you. I trust that I will be able to rely on you in future court proceedings as well. I'll try my best. That's all I ask. That unpleasant prosecutor seems to be making his way over here, so I'll be excusing myself post-haste. Farewell. Uh-oh. You. Hello, nice day we're having, isn't it? Tell me, now, where did that blessed detective go? To have my reputation tarnished this way, by some novice attorney from the boonies. Dramatic much? Looks about ready to burst from anger. Don't be such a sore loser. You lost. Deal with it. Yeah, we got the right verdict. Doesn't that make you even a little bit glad? Huh. Yes, I suppose there is some worth in that. What transpired is most unfortunate. I can only offer my condolences. Just remember that it wasn't the meddling of the idiotic princess and the stupid idiot, that blasted detective that led to your arrest. So if you have any grievances, take it up with them. I suppose there is some truth to what he's saying. Speaking of the detective, it appears she has fled from me like a cuckoo on fire. Mark my words, she will regret what she's done for generations. So I'm not really doing much voice acting now. My throat is kind of hurting after all this talking. Because I'm not used to talking this much. I'm not, really not. Well, that sure was something. I don't know if he was being sincere or just wanted to shift some blame onto someone else. I wouldn't say he's entirely blameless. Never mind that. Do you think you'll be alright running the ranch by yourself? Of course I'll come visit, but I have my attorney duties too. I'll get in touch with the castle and see if I can spare some men to work at the ranch. As soon as my father may have seemed, he really did prefer me to take over one day, and he's taught me well. I'll make sure that the animals are well cared for, just like I always have. That's the spirit. I believe in you. I really want to thank you for bringing the truth to light. If it wasn't for you, I don't even want to think about what could have happened. Not mention it. I'm just glad everything worked out in the end. And so it ended a very personal case for me. It felt like a weight had been lifted off my back. Malon continued working at the ranch, helping to make it prosper even beyond what her father was able to accomplish. I didn't really think much about it, but the days following were some of the happiest I'd lived for a long time. Little did I know that a terrible tragedy would soon shock the entire kingdom, and I'd find myself smack dab in the middle of it. That's a legend for another day. Hey, Editing Sanic here. Just wanted to say thank you guys for watching the entire video. It took me a little bit of work to make this, but it was mainly fiddling around and seeing what worked. But yeah, thank you guys for watching the entire video. Without further ado, catch you in the next one. Bye bye.